Hello YouTube, my name's Sean Connors and welcome back to The Outsiders. It's not the May the 4th Community Day that I was hoping for, unfortunately. I entered a bit of a storm last night because somebody got very upset that my subscriber base jumped very rapidly. Now, they're obviously not seeing the little trap here that's been set, I think, and have decided to walk straight into it. And I'm under no illusions. I fully expect that he will have gone off Dawn Forgecast. He will report this channel because my numbers have increased so rapidly. And I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to, rightly so, YouTube want me to pull this channel down or pull it down for me. But that's not the point. That's not why it's been done. You see, 2 days ago, I released a video which clearly states my view on subscriber manipulation, view account problems. And a few of us have been watching Dawn Forgecast for quite a while, and we've been taking pictures and notes of it, and the rapid growth on it isn't organic. It's nonsense. It's the same as I've done yesterday. It's so easy to do, to manipulate it. I had 1,750 subscribers before yesterday. In one day, I put 1,300 on. I'm not proud of it, but I wanted to show today. I wanted to release a video about showing, look, how easy it is. Do the numbers count? Am I interested in those numbers? As I said before, not in the slightest. Now, last night when I walked in, I faced this storm, and very kindly, Anders, he'll get very upset at me calling him Anders, came to me and said, listen, this has happened. Are you prepared to go on and have a debate with Andrew, Dawn Forgecast's channel? I said, yeah, absolutely. I'm quite happy to openly debate this. I'm happy to show the emails I've got. I'm happy to explain my reasoning behind my channel. And as I always say, I'm happy to let the audience decide. The only person that seems to be really getting upset here and talking about jealousy and various other things, unfortunately, I'm afraid, is Andrew's channel. And that is such a shame, because that's not what the community was set up for. The community was set up for all the reasons that I have said. I'm not the one who has... I'm not the one that's gone on the attack with him. I'm not happy with some of the things he's done over the time. And he's done a lot of things over the time. Some of them you may be aware of, some of them not. The big question I would always have, and I think this is a fair one to ask the audience really here, is in the brigade, perhaps those people who are more closer to it than maybe just people who watch the videos or just basic subscriber comments, why is he always the centre of drama? Is it because everybody's so jealous of him, which Andrew seems to be now on the attack to say? Is that really the case? Or is there something more to this? Is this more a case that somebody who is a little bit wayward and a tiny bit out of control and has decided that everybody's channel is a threat to him? If it's not going to stop with mine, because I know for a fact that Andrew is using, he'll try and come at me and throw the same mud, and that's fine. But the truth of it is look, I told Andrew that my May the 4th video was actually directed at him, and before I had done that, the video had been out a couple of days, and it had no negatives on it, because most people would see it for what it is. They would see it as somebody who's actually defending the corner. But once I told him that it was actually politely, and I use the words politely in my emails, and a certain individual in our community shall have those emails to see that that is the case. Strangely, the video got 6 negatives within a few hours, and so did a couple of other videos. I'd say you be the judge on that and make out what you will. But it won't be any surprise for a number of you to realise, as well as I'm sure you will, the number of your videos get attacked exactly the same way. It's always sort of 6 to 8. We've mentioned this before, and a number of us who operate behind the scenes have been watching Dawn Forgecast channel for so long, making notes, following it through, and been diligently almost scratching our heads at times in disbelief about it. So whatever happens with this channel, quite frankly, even if it went down, what would that matter? Not a lot. I'd always had a plan in mind, an exit strategy, really, if you will. And I wanted to do that today. I wanted to release that sort of video where I was going to explain what I wanted to do in the future. Now that probably, unfortunately, will be taken out of my hands, and that's life. That's the way it goes. We all have to. At some point, I believe we're just torchbearers of the community, and at some point, there's going to come a point for everybody, for whatever the reasons. You can't continue on making the videos. There's a number of things that can come up that just make it impossible, or you shut down for a period of time. So no matter what happens with this channel, I'm not frightened to talk about my actions, and very openly. The only person that seems to be doing a lot of the running, I'm afraid, is Dawn Forgecast. But then he has a little bit of a habit of this, doesn't it? Attack, run, cry to the audience, etc. Go back to the YouTube page, everybody's being negative about me. I haven't said anything negative about him a couple of days back. Now all of a sudden it's all me, I'm being negative to him. what comments have I ever said that are negative other than I don't agree with charging for videos? And I wanted to have, as he knows full well, I wanted to have an open chat with him, only me and him, having a chat on our stances. I wanted to hear his viewpoint. He wouldn't even give me the courtesy of that, and actually near enough blanked me. Now, when he started being quite nasty to me, as a number of people know on the Brigade page, I made it clear on the Brigade page. I said, look guys, I've got a bit of an issue here, got a beef with a fellow community member. It's obvious now who it is, of course. Should I release these emails here and show you guys what he said to me? Because, they're so nasty, really. It's quite cutting. And quite rightly, people said, no, Sean, you don't want to do that because you're just going to make it worse. Well, ironically enough, what happens a day later? The guy goes on the attack, he throws his dollies out the pram, he then goes on the attack with me, and I've done this and I've done that. Anybody who's, shall we say, anybody with an ounce of brain cell will work out, to be honest, that it's fairly obvious you're not going to do one thing then another. So, I mean, if you want to manipulate, get 10 or 20 every day, it's fairly easy. If you want to get 1,300 a day, I think it's going to raise a few eyebrows. It's fairly obvious what you're doing, really, isn't it? And I think he's sort of fallen a little bit into the bear trap. Now, I might fall on my sword here. This channel could easily come down. And that's a tragedy, really, to all the people that do glean something from the videos. That's the point of them. I originally wanted to leave them up. But, if the channel goes down, and it may well do, I would say it's fairly highly likely it probably will do, and this may well be the last video on this channel, unfortunately, that I can produce. Well, that's the way it goes. It doesn't mean, is it the end of the Outsiders 68? Maybe the channel name? Yes, maybe. But that doesn't mean we can't return. Now, I've always said, for those that have been listening for some months, and there are a number of people behind the scenes, a number of people we talk to, who are out there, and I think I can openly name them because I don't think they mind, a couple of people. I speak quite heavily with Martin of Grognard Games, and I think he's fantastic, and he knows full well my stance. The person I spoke to last night in regards to this, and I'll tell you who I'm going to send the email to. Again, I don't think he's going to mind me telling you this. I'm going to send them to Anders, the main man, and I'm going to let him hold those emails, because those exchanges, and again, let him be the, let me say this, let him be the central point. If you have any questions about those, or you want to probe a little deeper, then by all means do. I'm going to go off air, obviously, because I'm not going to pay this any more attention than it really deserves, which is, look, I was always going to make my intentions clear. I was always going to make them open. I can stand here quite happily and say, yeah, I'd love to have that debate with Dawnforge Cast, because I've got a lot of things to show him, an awful lot of things that I'd love to show, and I'm sure there'd be a lot of people, if it was a live debate where people could chip in and ask questions to the pair of us. I wonder who they would want to ask most questions of. Would it be me? What would they say about my channel? It's been all about the community. What, up until yesterday? What? And that's still, was that against the community? No. That's to prove a point. And I think that point has been truly proven, and it showed who really got upset. The other thing that's kind of funny is, which I found quite ironic really, is it's just the fact he actually threatened me through one of the emails I received just before he went crying to the Brigade page, that he asked me to shut down my channel, and that if I didn't, he would go to you all. Sorry guys, but it's got to be said. I've got to be honest and open. He can deny it all he wants, but those are the facts. The emails are there, that I will always keep those. I'm still got not bad words to say about him, actually. I'm not going to, other than the fact that the guy is very misguided and clearly, I don't know what the words are. There's obviously some issue there, because there's a pattern to the way he operates, and some people have already mentioned it. Why is he always at the centre of the drama? Well, I think I'll leave you to decide that. And I will say this. The only thing I'm going to do on this video is, obviously, I'm going to take the thumbs up, thumb down off, because it's pointless. It's not going to solve anything. People put a thumbs up or a thumbs down, because again, those things can be manipulated. I'm not going to allow people to vote on each other's comments, because I don't think for this particular video that's appropriate. But you can make any comments you want on this one. I won't be looking at them. I won't come back and look at this video at the moment, because I don't know how long it will stay up. All I know is that I will release it, and I will release it now. At the same time, I will be sending those email messages that I've received recently off to prove my point. And I think, as Anders will tell you, last night I made it very clear my stance, and I don't think you can do any more than that. So anyway, not quite the community day that I wanted, and not really the drama that a video should get. But I'm going to leave this video up here as probably the channel video for the next few weeks and see if the channel's still standing in maybe 2 or 3 weeks' time. If it is, then I'm going to assume that this channel can continue on, and then I'll make a decision as to what direction that will be. I will probably continue on doing the review videos. I will then continue on doing the DMs tips, and if the channel does fold, I mean, as I said, I'd already originally planned to have an exit strategy anyway, so I wasn't going to continue on doing videos forever anyway. There are other torchbearers that must come in and take it and actually run with it. So I put this video out to you as the community, as the RPG, and any loyal fan within it, in case there are any questions that have been left unsaid. So, not quite the way I wanted it to go, but such is life. And I just want to thank everybody that's followed my channel over the time. I wanted to explain my actions, and I also I wanted to say thank you for some of the great times out there. I hope it's not quite the end for this channel, but if it is, you know, que sera, sera, what will be, will be. Other people will judge each individual on the course and the body of their work ultimately, and the legacy that they leave behind. I'd just like to thank, once again, everybody that's followed the channel, has been involved, and all the people that talk behind the scenes. It's been enlightening, entertaining, and everything else. It's been fantastic, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Happy gaming, and hopefully we'll meet again soon. Bye bye.